shit. Had the battery running on the gator this whole time. Had the fan on. Somebody said that's some fresh wood. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna transport all of this wood that you see me split and put it on the other side of the yard where y'all see me put those pallets, where I had to clear out all that brush. So that's where that's going. Oh, what's up, T Black? This is a Champion 34-ton log splitter. I got it at Home Depot. And y'all just seen me make the world's smallest splits. Y'all seen it happen in real time. The world's smallest splits. Or the world's biggest chopsticks. Me no ha. Me no wa da wa. I said no, the log grabber. Oh, you talking about this log ox? You talking about this? It's a log ox. Where we at? Let me see. Gotta get a good bite on it. See, it can't really grab these smaller pieces. It's designed for medium-sized pieces. Like pieces like this. That's pretty damn big, but you get the picture. And I picked this up for about I think this was $170. But it came with more pieces. This is the 3-in-1 tool. And it was only $170, made in America, which I consider to be a fair price. I mean, it is a back saver, after all. I said wood turns yellow on the cut ends, but so white inside. Well, this is completely green. I went to go pick this up like last week. Somebody said poplar here. No, I'm gonna show you this isn't poplar. I think this is, I asked y'all this on my previous live stream. I don't know what the hell this is. I think this is no, this definitely isn't poplar. This is poplar. I'm gonna show y'all some poplar. And this is poplar that's been split for around 4 months. Poplar is extremely light. There's another piece. It is extremely white on the inside when you split it, but oh, this poplar. Somebody said ash. Yeah, I think that, I mean, no, I don't think that's ash. I have no idea. It has that flaky texture on the bark. I have no idea. I'm not even gonna act like I know. Your guess is as good as mine on that. I know there's some super crypt blood wood expert in here. They can tell me, look, kindle. You can kindle Jenner, but you can't kindle fire. Always make sure I cut like tiny pieces so people can get it started. And this gonna season before anything else. Yeah, birch. Yeah, that's what people were saying. It might be birch. But this came from a tree that was cut down on somebody's property like 2 weeks ago. So that's fresh. And all that, I believe, that's cherry right there. All this is ready to go. Even that poplar. Somebody said birch bark don't look like that. Poplar, black walnut, and some oak. Guys, I have no idea. If you could do it without Google, you're a beast. 'Cause I know people are furiously Googling it, trying to be right. I don't want to have to rely on Google no more. Looks like a paper or river birch. From afar away, it kind of looked like pine. Kind of looks like pine from far away. Like I said, I thought my new cordless hedge trimmers were gonna make things easy. What? You got the battery operated hedge trimmers? Yeah, well, mine make it easy. Can't speak for you. Mine doing just fine. Got that eczema bark. Yeah, it does. Damn sure it do. Flaky croissant bark. See, I left my fan on in the gator. So this is where the radiator is. On the gator, just flip this seat up. You have access to the radiator right here. And this fan controls it. Sometimes I forget that that's on and I leave it on. Fucking drains the battery. But I just popped a new battery in there, so it's all good. Oh, what's up, butterflies? I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. Everything's all good. You know, we doing okay on my end. Somebody said, so if you leave the cap loose on the radiator, you get a nice hot shower. Yeah. It's just like it's just like a car, any vehicle. Dude, you take your earmuffs off so you can hear us. Somebody said, NATO, go home. I said, you've lost a lot of weight. I mean, maybe. It's possible. It's possible I've lost a couple pounds. I'm not counting. Somebody said they half off. What, my Freedom Wood Chips? I said, I'm slacking so hard today. I ain't done nothing productive today. But what did you have on for your plans today? What were some of your goals or chores or responsibilities you hope to fulfill today? Just make some time a little later on and get it done. The best time to get things done is early in the morning. Because I typically like to, if I can, I like to be done and go inside and take a shower before like 8 o'clock. But I'll be finished working before that. I'll just be lingering, looking for something else to do. Trying to get a jump on tomorrow, but I said time to cut things back in the yard. Yep. Bon said building a huge food garden. There you go. Shout out to you, Bon. Yeah, these earmuffs are great. I mean, they're not even earmuffs. They're like earphones, but sometimes I'll have them off and they still do a good job of like muffling the noise. Because that droning of equipment, that shit gets old real quick. And they're extremely comfortable too. Butterfly said, you getting chickens this year? It's possible. Anything's possible this year. I might. Somebody said get some chickens and some koi fish, bro. Yo, if you mention koi fish one more time, I might. If you mention koi fish one more fucking time, that reminds me, I have a client that needs all her roses in Weegala's prune. There you go, Nick Booha. You getting it, ain't you? You doing big things. I say free fertilizer water though. Nah, but we've always had a saying where I grew up at, you know, get them chickens. That mean like chase the bag, aka make that money. When people's like, yo, I'm getting chickens, like usually they were selling drugs or whatever. I just took that and applied that to actual work, like actual work in the real world, like getting chickens, like more of a mentality, more spiritually. But when I heard Owen Benjamin talk about chickens with what's that bitch name? Blonde in the Belly of the Beast. On that interview he did, I was like, yeah, that shit makes sense. Then it was like, actually get some chickens. Like that shit makes all the sense in the world. Now, do you want responsibility of chickens? That's another thing. But through all and in all, man, get your chickens up. Forget the war overseas, the wars on the home front. Yeah. Rolling chicken coop. Oh, you're fancy. Where'd you find that one at? Facebook Marketplace? Somebody said the seasoned wood make better pot ash. I don't know. I can't honestly answer that. I burn all types of wood. I'll burn extremely green wood for no fucking reason. You've seen me do it. I feel like extremely seasoned wood, like the wood I picked up yesterday, it burns quickly. Like it goes up like paper mache. You have to keep feeding the fire constantly. But ash is ash. You know, ash is ash. At the end of the day, that's what I had down there. Somebody said chickens and rabbit might need to add a guard dog. Yeah, I know, but I have other things to worry about other than taking on like animals. Like, and I'm not even a dog type of person. Yeah, I'm not a dog guy. Trade your eggs for firewood. Somebody said chicken tractor. Yeah, I'll probably be getting a tractor before I get chickens. Somebody said I love my dogs. Shout out to you and your dogs. They seem pretty cool. But I'm not a dog person or a cat person. And I'm definitely not an animal in the house person. I don't care what it is. I used to go over certain people's houses and they be making food and you'll see the cat like lurking on the stove. And then you find random animal hairs in the food. It's something like fish or like contained animals like guinea pigs. Yeah, but like people with cats, they just let their cats do the fuck out one. Especially cats. Like dogs, it's just the hair going everywhere. Cats, they get up on the cabinets and the countertops. And you can't really, I've never met somebody that could actually train a cat to where the cat knows boundaries and it knows it's not allowed on the stove or in the cupboard or on the countertops. Like a cat would just be sitting on the stove next to like boiling water and just be cleaning themselves. And I'm just like, Like people will put food out to let it cool off, take it out the oven and let it cool off, and the cat just jump right on the counter and just be sneaking around, just be slinking around it. You're like, yo, your cat though. Like some people just don't comprehend how that might make, how that may be unsettling. Somebody said, good thing you don't see what's flying around all the time. Yeah, it's just something about, I already know all that, but it's just something about like, we all have our preferences. That's why I don't eat like food that people used to bring to work. Like when y'all used to have them work cookouts and people bring food from their houses. I don't know. Somebody said, how about people who cook and play with their hair? Jeremy Hart said, I'm with you, BG. Yes, he's giving us a tour, and we've pet the emus many times. Yeah, emus outside. I love emus outside. As soon as you bring the emu inside, it's like, yo, doesn't that shit like randomly spit on people? Like how much more the chicken that you just took out the oven to cool off? What if that chicken offends the emu and he spits on it? Like, some people, weird shit will happen and they'll just wipe it off and they'll just bring it to work like, everybody dig it. Like, you know, she got emus in the house, right? What's that one YouTuber chick? She's like 45 years old or something. And she owns like several bats, and she owns like this big ass pig. And the pig just is in the bed with her. Just the big, not the cute Wilbur pig from Charlotte's Web, the pig. The one that's like, yo, where's the mud? Because I need to cool off. I have no sweat glands. I need mud. One of those Jones. The big Jones you cut up for they show for pork shoulder and pork loin. The shit that you just spit roast on the grill. You don't need to spit roast it. You wrap it up and bury it underground in a fire pit and let it cook slowly for like 20 hours. One of them Jones. Just in the bed. Just oink oink. And then she would baby it. She would talk to it and put cute little hats on it. Like, it's my baby. And the pig just shitting in the bed and she just wiping it off and getting in the bed. I'm like, Somebody said 200 pounder. No, this was like a 400-pound pig. This was a big boy. This was a big dude. And I think she treats it like it's her husband. Somebody said lots of people don't wash their hands after going to the bathroom. Somebody said, why you always wear that ascot? Yeah, I look at that and see supper. Well, she looks at that and sees a husband. Like, the pig has full run of the house. Eating out of the trash is normal for a lot of people. Say the angel said, what the hell did I come in on? Just a big ass pig just chilling in the bed, shitting in the bed with this woman, and she treats it like that's her husband. And just a big 400-pound pig just rolling in the sheets with her. Just somebody said I dumpster dive at Home Depot for free tools. Shout out to Home Depot. But a whole ass pig in the house. The whole pig in the house. Hoof and everything. The shoulder, the snot, everything. And the pig is like, yo, I want to go outside. But all she looks at the pig and sees either a husband or a child. So she won't allow the pig to be a fucking pig. She feels it's her duty to baby it. And she's like, no, you don't go outside. You come in my bed. It's comfortable. You attribute human desires on that animal. And then say this animal is happy because you put a fucking hat on it and you give it gourmet food. No, it wants to be a pig. It's looking for mud. Somebody said, I hear that Carolina wren. That's what that is? Are you a beast? See, that's a Carolina wren? Man, you can join my zombie apocalypse group. You can identify birds like that. Shout out to you. Somebody said spring is in the air. Did y'all see those carpenter ants that was in that piece of wood I split? Like, when I was splitting it throughout the winter, I would see just clumps of carpenter ants just surrounding the little eggs, and they were like still. They weren't moving. They all looked dead. The warmer and warmer it got, the more they became active and started moving slowly. Now they're really moving. That's how I know spring is nigh. That's how I know spring is in the air. Like, even though we can't like visually see it yet, when they get to moving in that wood, yeah. Especially the termites too. I split wood. Termites is just going crazy now. When I split it in the winter, they just still. It's like they're dead. Like they hibernate, like their body shuts off. And they just wait until it warms up in that cavity in the wood. Now they're all active. Spiders, everything. Somebody said, do you ever get termite wood? Of course. I get all types of wood. I get completely infested wood that looks fine on the outside. I know what to look for now. Like some of the edges. Like spongy wood on the outside, like I stay away from. Let me see if I have a piece. Like this piece right here might be infested, but I'm not splitting this. It's just a stand. Like any type of wood where it's like, it's kind of like spongy, not even spongy, just softer on the outside. That means they're working their way towards the middle. I said, need to make some solid wooden lawn chairs to replace those in the background. Somebody said, have you ever dipped your cigarette in the tree sap and lit it like Sherm? Damn. Who the fuck has done that? Anyone ever deer hunt with a rope? No, but you can definitely join my zombie apocalypse group. I said, looks like that's what we was here last night. Just kicking it. Chicken wing, hot dogs and bologna, steak and macaroni, just kicking it with the homies. You don't have termites, they're not that kind of bug. Do you cut trees that you find on the side of the road? No. Outdoors with Sheeb does that shit. He got crackhead energy. He'll see a fallen oak tree and be like, I'm going to get it. Just hide right there. He'll pull over the dually and just start cutting and loading up. I got my fucking steel chainsaw. I'm fucking cutting it. And loading it and hauling it away. I'm like, damn, dog. Crackhead energy. I'm like, yo, you can come join my zombie apocalypse group. Nah, I do more removal from property. Somebody said there are no native termite species in Pennsylvania. They can't live here. My chocolate scotch bonnet seeds be sprouting. Oh, Metal Man, you up in Pennsylvania? Iron Man Metal 2679020073 Bill Danicus, you in Pennsylvania? I'm gonna come up there one day. We gonna have Gator Wars. Let's race gators. I say, please live stream the gator races. You gonna grow watermelon this year? Yeah, it's gonna be epic. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, mash that like button, and stay tuned for more amazing content like this that you won't find anywhere else on the interwebs. Subscribe to my Patreon page. Go on over to my Subscribe Star page, because YouTube might pull some funny shit and censor my watermelon growth and development. So make sure you head on over to my OnlyFans, where I have the uncensored stuff, the uncensored watermelon patch, and buy my book. Thought about a different head for that splitter, cut your time in half. I have, but I'm not gonna do it. There's no need for me to do that. The way this splitter is designed, is damn near impossible to get another head for it. And in the heads that people do get for it, the aftermarket heads or the add-ons, you hear about them slipping off and popping people in the fucking face. No. Those the log stops at the end of the splitter, they're in the way. Hey, what's up, Lily Gross? Yeah, people, this is just a little start out splitter. Like, I'm not gonna stay here. Like, where's the growth in that? I'm gonna get something designed, something that was designed and built to have a box wedge, or like a 6-way or 4-way. Yes, Philly and Poconos. I'm in Gator Wars. Oh, you in Gator Wars already? Somebody said sunny days are here. Somebody said, you watched The Last Truth unedited yet? No. Live stream is perfect timing as I'm taking a break before cutting the bushing sleeves out. Ooh. Damn. Why you gotta cut them out? You can't just press them out? I said, I'm so ready to play in the dirt. Are you sure that Gator isn't a Jeep? Jeeps rust like crazy also. Don't have a press. I said, you go to church today? No. Go at Culpeper Firehouse Backyard Band. All the way in Culpeper? Damn. Fuck Backyard Band doing in Culpeper? Somebody said this is church cut. Oh goodness. BG is at church. Guys, I'm not religious. I'm not a religious person. Just because you hear me talk about scripture doesn't mean I'm religious. I don't go to church. I just want to get that out of the way and understood. And I'm not going to sit here and browbeat you with religious talk neither. I try not to. But I'm not a religious guy. I don't even believe in religion. I do think that religion is a form of Luciferian control. I do. What I have isn't religion. And nowhere in scripture does it say this is the religion. All of it's faith-based. I got a little bird over here eating all the beetles. Somebody said I go to church. Church goes with me. Yeah, I don't go to church. It's not even like a spiritual thing. It's just I don't know. It's just like upon this rock I build my church. Like church never meant like a brick and mortar building. The word church that you read in scripture was translated from the Greek Septuagint, which can be translated back to the Aramaic word, which goes back to the Hebrew word for assembly. All it is a congregation. Ecclesia. That's literally where every time you see the word church was the Greek word ecclesia. The assembly. Have you seen Papusa, or what do you think? But Papusa's dead. Somebody said, you believe Jesus is God in human form, right? Are you saved? I don't believe Jesus is God. And no, I'm not saved. I'm not saved at all. At all. Matter of fact, when I used to do YouTube a while back, when I came home, I made a whole video like going over with scripture how Jesus isn't God. Like I made a whole 18-minute video on that. It's still on YouTube. I was young and I was into like browbeating people and I thought I had to wake people up, but I've been there, done that. I've had my battle with that. And I'm not even the same person. I go about things differently. But no, I'm not saved. And you're not saved neither. You're still alive. That's the whole point of free will. You were given free will. So there is no such thing as you're saved. You can't recite some passage and then just be like, yo, I'm saved. That's not how this works. You got to show forth, you got to put forth that effort until you die. It's not over until you're dead. Like at any given time in your life, you could choose to set your face against the Creator and walk a different path. I'm not saved, and I won't cajole myself into believing that I am saved. I feel like that's another form of Luciferianism. That's some Luciferian shit, just to be like, yo, no, when you say this and you feel and you have this feeling and you accept this in your heart, nigga, you saved. Don't worry about that other shit. Nah, nigga, you don't have to do none of that. No, just go to church. Go to church. That's another reason I believe in scriptures it speaks about. I believe in the book of Matthew, the Messiah said, many will come to me and say, but Master, we prayed in your name, cast out demons in your name, we've healed in your name. And he's going to look at them and say, get away from me, I never knew you. You got to think mighty highly of yourself to believe you're saved. That's some Christian shit. I'm not a Christian. That's what Christians believe. They believe you say this, let's look at the New Testament, forget about the Old Testament. We're saved. All we have to do is love thy neighbor. Let's love thy neighbor. Let's love each other, and let's not judge people, and we'll be saved. But once again, I don't want to get into that. I already had those battles in my life a long time ago, years and years ago. Did Papusa eat you watermelons? Bro, Papusa is dead. Papusa is dead. I haven't seen another skunk since. Somebody said, I told you ate Papusa. Somebody said, man, you always working. I'm not even doing nothing. I'm not even doing nothing right now. What am I doing? I'm just saying, somebody said, you always working. I'm not even doing shit today. I didn't even go nowhere today. Jim Jones Garden Club is the way. Man, I think that whole Jim Jones shit was to discourage people from community building. And I think it really did the trick. Like, anytime you talk about getting land and moving people, like, let's take for instance Straightway. What Pastor Dow did with Straightway. Where he's a builder, he builds homes, he teaches young men masonry and the art of building homes, leveling, laying concrete, foundation, all of that. And builds homes, and they're believers too. And you could leave where you are, where you currently live, and you can move on that property. But there's rules. It's a community. It's responsibility of being in a community. And I get that. And it's more, and people will look at that and be like, oh, that's communist, or it's a commune. And I believe that was calcified in people's minds due to people like Jim Jones, where that's looked at as being evil. It's just a way of life. When people get together, they can do extraordinary things. It's no different than like David Koresh and them. Like, I feel like the government used that and made that as an example, made that out to be an example of why believers assembling is evil. I don't care what you believe, if it's wrong, if it's right, and we're not going to get into that. I'm just talking about the act itself of actually taking steps to get closer to people who you believe you're more like-minded with, and living amongst each other and sharing things and sharing values, tools and skills to build a community. And the government will take something like that and flip it, and in the minds of men, now they see that as evil, or they see that as communist. Like, I believe, I can't prove it, but I believe that's what that whole Jim Jones shit was. And then the term cult, it just rose in popularity throughout like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And then anytime somebody wants to, fellowship with somebody else, or, has a tight-knit community, they're often called a cult. Like, even the Amish are like, they're a cult. They're a cult. You know, it's like, but one of the many great feats of like believers on that type of level is they don't care what people say. Like you rise above that mentally. Somebody said in the Latin, cult is a word for grow. Yeah, I may know that, and you may know that, but your parents may not see it that way. They have that image of what they grew up with, understanding what a cult is. You could tell somebody something all day long. You can go over the etymology of the word. You can show them proof, facts, definition. It doesn't matter. Like what has been ingrained in their heads is this is a cult. This is bad. It doesn't matter how you explain it or who you get to explain it. It's just not meat for them at that time to understand it. All you have to do is live. It has to be good enough for you. I can't tell you what's a cult. I can't tell you what's not a cult. Like I can't. It's just like that example I gave of, let's say some believers went to the Capitol and started killing themselves one by one. People will call that a cult. I honestly can't call that a cult. Like this word cult has been skewed and used to demonize groups of people doing extraordinary things. You know, with their time, with their resources, with their skill sets. People that are focused on community building. And especially, I'm talking about things like Straightway. Like that's the best example I can give you of where you can actually leave where you live and go and move on some land that's owned by people that have the same ideas as you. Like where you bury your dead. No government permission, no none of that. We make our own caskets. We bury our own dead on our own land. Shit like that. Oh, that's a cult. Anytime you try to opt out of this current system, this current social, societal standard, you know, you're going to get demonized, especially if you do it en masse. You're going to make waves. You're going to make ripples. The only reason the Amish don't do it is because they've been doing that and they stayed true to that. Like, so people can't really demonize it on a mainstream level because they're not wavy, wacky, inflatable. You know, they've withstood the test of time. They always been here. Not trying to overthrow Babylon, but existing alongside it. Just like those Hebrews did in the Babylonian Empire. They weren't actively trying to destroy Babylon. Especially David, not David, Daniel, you go read about Daniel and the other Hebrews who were like taken into captivity and existed in Babylon. They kept their same traditions and they kept that same Hebraic faith, but they lived within that system. They just didn't partake in that system. So much so to the point where they were told to kneel before a golden statue. They said, we can't do this because this directly goes against our beliefs. Ultimately, in the end, they were okay. And that leads a lot of people to believe you will be saved. Everybody's not going to be saved. Sometimes you'll stand up for what you believe in, the right thing to do, and you're going to get your head chopped off and you're going to die. Will you be an heir according to the promises? That depends on how you live. But if you die for what you believe in, I'm assuming, yeah, you will. You know, this life it's not, that's why people's like, yo, I'm saved. I'm like, you yeah, I mean, if you can't even see through the magic of coronavirus. Like how are you gonna rightfully discern the word of truth, especially when it comes to the little horn, that fourth beast, the horn beast, the beast that rises from the dead and has the world awe-inspired? It says even the elect will be fooled. Here you are, you can't even see through coronavirus or bullshit convoys. And you get mad at people that explain this type of shit. And then a lot of these are the same people that's like, I'm a Christian, I'm saved. They'll do anything the government does. I even had a woman on the live chat that was like, yo, but God put the government over us for a reason. I'm like, that government isn't for you. That's not for you. Like, they manage them. Like, you have examples in the Bible that go over this. One of the main glaring examples that I keep going over is, did the Hebrews kneel to the golden statue? You could say the government, you could say the Creator he led the house of Judah into captivity, where they were taken to Babylon for a time. So that was divine. Like, they had divine right to rule over the house of Judah. The empire, the Babylonian Empire did. But did the Hebrews kneel? Did they go against their Creator in order to pacify or satisfy the king? No. Like, you have examples, but so many people are just led by men who just want to go off their own whims and make up shit as they go just to sound good and pass around a collection plate and tell people that this is the way, and tell people that you could do this and you'll be saved, when really you're far from the truth. One of the things when people say, yo, I'm saved, like the guy just asked me, am I saved? I always think about that account in Matthew, in the book of Matthew, when the Messiah said, in these times, the people will come to me saying, we've done great works in your name. We've healed and cast out demons in your name. And he's going to look at them and say, get away from me. I never knew you. That should send chills up your spine, especially if you consider yourself to be a Christian. And these people actually believed they were doing these works in his name. And he said, get away from me. I never knew you. Hey, if you can't, like, all of this right now is a test that's going on. If you're not willing to lose your job, I hate to say this, and people say I sound heartless saying this, but if you're not willing to be homeless for what you believe in, a lot of people got hit with vaccine mandates. And a lot of people were threatened with losing their job or their prominent position or having to feed their family. A lot of people caved on that. You caved on that. Like, you caved from, you didn't want to take the vaccine, but you said your job made you do it. And then your excuse was, I gotta feed my family. Well, that shit's not gonna work. That shit doesn't work from the Creator's perspective, which is why it is written, get away from me, I never knew you. You won't even stand up for yourself. How are you gonna stand up for your belief in the Creator when that time comes, which it already has come? Yeah, even the most solid people tend to be wavy, wacky, inflatable when it comes to these type of issues. They're not willing to go through adversity or be uncomfortable for any length of time. They're not willing to be thrown in the lion's den. They'll use every excuse known to man. Oh, I just had a newborn baby. I have to keep my job. I have to do this. They can get you to if money have you doing something that you're completely against, then they can get you to denounce the Creator using that same tactic. And what's to stop you from doing it then? Unless money is your Creator, unless money is your God. That's all I heard was a bunch of excuses. That's all I heard. And these same people, a lot of them claim to be Christian and say, I'm saved. And then I always think back to that, get away from me, I never knew you. What I look like telling you I'm saved? Fuck no. I might not make it. I might die. I might not be saved. There's no way in hell you can give me say I'm saved. You look like a fool saying you're saved. Oh, I heard Brandon Tatum say that shit too. I'm saved. All right. People will say all the big shit in the world. People will say how they're against wearing masks. You see, I wear my shit out here when I got my log splitter going. Sometimes I forget to put it on, but I don't want that shit in when I blow my nose and your snot brown and got wood chips in it and that little wood dust. But people will say, yo, I'm not wearing masks. I'm against masks. Something as simple as wearing a mask. People will say, yo, I'm against that. Nah, because we know where this is going. And then you'll see those same people on an airplane wearing a mask. And then they'll say, well, this is what my job requires. You know, they don't work regular jobs. They're like influencers and YouTubers. But they're on a plane wearing a mask and telling you not to wear a mask. So you won't even sacrifice the bag. You won't even sacrifice that money that you're getting paid to go to that event for your beliefs, to stay morally grounded. How much more the Creator that you claim to worship? You still want to get on that plane and you still want to fly around. You still want to get on that plane. You still want to do shows. You want to be exalted according to this world's standards. You don't want to fall from grace. You don't want to go from having 2.2 million subscribers to having 200 subscribers. No, not that. And then you use this excuse, well, I have employees. But what you started doing wasn't morally grounded from the start. So now you put yourself in that position to where if you act on your beliefs, then they suffer. See how you back yourself into a corner? And then you call on God to come save you. To come save you from making less money. Then you go protest in front of Capitol buildings and ask your government, to give you the permission to continue making money and living comfortably. Because you want to stand in your beliefs. And if they don't, you have no choice but to be wacky, wavy, inflatable and falter and bend the knee. You will get on your knees and worship that statue, all the while claiming you're saved. And I watch people do it. I watch people do it every day. And I'm not attacking nobody. I'm just saying what is. And y'all see these people, some of y'all follow these type of people. Some of y'all follow. And it's a simple issue of mask. No one's life is on the line. They didn't threaten to throw you or your children in the lion's den. At all. They're not going door to door to shoot you in the head. You're being bribed to go against your Creator in order to make more money. You won't take a stand for your own personal beliefs. But here you are online saying you're saved. You wouldn't dare wear a mask. Nah, we can't wear masks. But here you are on a plane taking pictures of yourself with the mask on. And then you get mad at people who like, yo, why you wear a mask when you... What? It's not because you outside working. It's not because you're a painter. It's because you want to get on that plane and go make that and chase that bag. You want that money. You got to get that money because you're an influencer, or you're a politician, or you're somebody, something, somewhere. You just got to travel. You won't even stay put for what you believe in. You won't even stay home. You just got to travel. You got to make more and more money. You can't miss this opportunity. Oh, fuck no. And I'm not coming after nobody. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of people who ask legitimate questions and I give honest answers. There's no way you could look at me right now and for me to tell you I'm saved. And you can't say the same about you. You're not saved because you're still here in the live chat. You're on the airplane, you're driving, you're texting someone, you just woke up. The fact that you just woke up means no, you're not saved. There's another day for you to choose the bag. Here comes another day where you will be tested. Here comes another day where you have those whispers. Here comes another day where you have to refuse those feet pictures. Here comes another day where you have the opportunity not to give your money to this bitch's OnlyFans. Here comes another day. Here comes another day where you have to prove you won't be where you won't be beguiled. Like Eve in the Garden of Eden. This is the day where you prove you will not be beguiled. But then again, all you do is chase like mainstream media stories, and that shit puts that depressing spirit on you. Because you feel absolutely hopeless, but yet you feel like there's something you need to do, and you get all amped up to come save the world, and you can't even save yourself. You have to save Ukraine. You have to go cape for Putin. You have to. You're in the politics, so you have to worship the golden statue because you need more votes. So you have to accept trannies. You have to go somewhere where there are transsexuals, aka cross-dressers, because you can't be trans anything. You are what you are. And you have to grin and bear it. You can't talk about that. No. Your God is the political party that you serve. Your God is the political party. And your gospel that you bring is this party is better than this party, so come vote for us. We need the black vote. We need the white vote. We need the Latino vote. Gay Latinos, oh fuck yeah, come on aboard. Like you see your parties letting all this bullshit in constantly, daily, every day. And this party is what you cape for. Your gospel is the talking points of this party. It's not eternal salvation, not salvation at all. Your gospel is bringing people more and more problems that they will have no control over. But yet somehow you're saved. I think differently. We different. And that's fine with me. That's fine. That's okay with me. Shout out to all of you. Somebody said the root of the problem is scrolled up too fast. I almost got lost in that specific point on the true gospel. I'm ashamed to say. I don't know. I don't even mean to go there. I do not want to go there. Like, I don't know. I can't give you the answers. I can't I can't be one of these guys that say I can give you the answers, because there's not a one-size-fits-all solution to how you arrive at the answers. We all walk different paths. We're all into different things. We're all more knowledgeable than each other on different subject matter. So I can't say, hey, do this, even though I do it. Guys come on here, they're like, what do I do? I'll be like, yo, get a fucking truck and a trailer. If not, you're fucking gay. You know, it's just jokes. I can't tell you how to get to that level that you need to be on mentally. All I can do is be an example in and of myself. By my actual works, by the actual fruit of my labor and the time that I put in. Those are the examples that I set. Out here, not for you, just out here. That's all. Just out here. Like I'm no longer interested in telling people what to do. Maybe I'm more about showing people how to do what they need to do. And I've found in my life that attracts more people than words. And that's why I say what I say. Like, I just don't mince my words, you know? I just say how I feel like it really is. Sometimes these are feelings. Sometimes these are facts. That's why I say don't follow me. I'm just one guy. Somebody said, what? The great streams like this is an auto delete. Oh yeah, I'm definitely deleting this stream. Oh yeah. Bro, I get cussed out for deleting streams. How fucking dare y'all? How dare you, Barricade Garage? I was in the middle of showing that last stream to my auntie. I was showing my grandma Nana. How dare you fucking delete it, dude? Fucking sociopath. Nah, deadass, somebody emailed me and was like, yo, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face. Why? Because you fucking deleted the stream. I was showing my grandma Nana when you was talking about this, and you fucking deleted it. How am I supposed to know grandma Nana in attendance? Shout out to your grandma Nana. TGB 819. You know what? I'm gonna get koi fish. I'm gonna get koi fish just for you. First, I need to find out what they are. I don't even know what koi fish are. This a work stream. I'm not talking about nothing. This a work stream. Y'all just see me on the log splitter. That got a lot of people up out of here. People hate tuning into something, and then they just get hit with work. Oh, like, what the fuck is this? That loud ass, there he go on that loud ass log splitter. Splitting wood, fucking boring. World War III is about to happen. Why isn't he talking about World War III? If he doesn't pay attention to World War III, he won't have a log splitter. Gas is going up so fucking high right now. How come every time I turn in the barricade garage, he's fucking working? Isn't he worried about World War III? Gas is going up so fucking high right now. I can't even afford to go up the block. Somebody said the work give me. That's how you get people baby mamas out the chat. It be people baby mamas in there lingering and lurking and shit. It's just like, no, you get them up out of there with some work. They hate that shit. Then you talk about the real shit. Koi are for gay Chinese yards and stuff. I gotta look it up. I'll look into it. Google, what are koi? Emus don't eat koi fish. Well, who has emus? What are you talking about? And Brittany Nicole said, what are you planting this year? A lot. I got a lot going on this year. My mind's somewhere else. I'm not even there. But if you bought my book, you would know. Like, you go check out my OnlyFans, I went over this. My Subscribestar, my Patreon, my PayPal. Did you donate? You didn't even donate to my Cash App, asking me questions and shit. Look at you. Come back here, Brittany Nicole. You better hit that link in the description box below and get that merch and check out the book in the bio, and make sure you like this video, smash this video, and share this video with Grandma Nana and everybody else you fucking know. You didn't even do none of that, and you want answers. You want something for nothing. Buy my book. That shit is 22 pages long. Somebody said safest splitter in the game. You bet you know it. You talking about me personally, individually? Fuck yeah. And I got my safety glasses up in the truck. Because sometimes, bruh, the green stuff is the easiest to split. No, the green stuff is the safest to split. It's not always the easiest. Because the dry stuff, all you do is just go, you don't even have to go halfway into the round, and it just cracks open. However, sometimes it splinters and flies every fucking where. The green stuff doesn't do that. Like that dry ass wood, like when you get shit that's just been like sitting like this, that shit, you get one split and it, that shit, pow! Hit your balls, shoot past your eye. See, this stuff good. This stuff great. It's like green. See, it's extremely white. Look at that. You can make smaller splits out of green stuff. Like if this was seasoned wood, you wouldn't be able to make nothing this small. It would just fucking crumble. Like the structural integrity is just too fucking dry. Look at this. Bro, I can build something with these. Somebody say you learn to stack them chords right. No, I definitely don't know how to stack a chord right. Maybe I'll learn in the future, but for right now, with the property I have, I just try to fit as much of it as I can in one place without it just being sprawled all over the yard and becoming an eyesore. I'm not concerned about splitting individual chords and being like, oh, this is a chord, that's a chord. No, all of it's going together because I don't have space to separate it or to make it look pretty. I just pack it. You just gotta get in there and pack it and make it fit, make it work. That's why I started my endeavors on that side. So last night I set up pallets over there. Somebody said sounds hot. I roll my cords up, they still get tangled. BG, shout out to the appliance technicians. What you fix, blenders? This nigga said appliance. What you, like the water pump on a refrigerator? Like you fix refrigerators? Like you the guy that fix wash machines and shit. Sealed system refrigerators. Jason Malhoot, do you know the dimensions of a cord? What, 4x4x8? And why the fuck are you typing in all caps? Everyone here knows that. Shit's basic. Maytag repairman has entered the chat. Ain't it though? A Maytag repairman. Somewhere on Jupiter said I can fix both. Man, look, I have no idea about that appliance game. Like that's what y'all do. I have no idea. Y'all speaking a different language now. I don't know. I've never even cracked open a refrigerator on that type of level. Somebody said, what's new, BG? Been too busy to watch, man. Ain't nothing new. Toaster repair extraordinaire. You wow, you call a guy to fix your toaster. You want somebody to come fix the toaster they got from Walmart for $25.99. And you want a mobile tech too. You want somebody to come out like fix it. Like this gonna be $100. You might as well go buy a new one. Washer and dryers are easy to apply, but fridges are next level for me. I've never even had to have a washer repaired. I mean, the one I got now kind of be doing some weird shit, but it's not like I'm gonna call somebody out to come do it. Goodness. Somebody said we're gonna be valuable when Walmart runs out. There's seagulls up there fighting each other. Well, looks like more and more people giving their thoughts on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Yo, that's big money. You can make a lot of money right now talking about that shit. Russia-Ukraine conflict. Y'all really care about that? I mean, on that type of level, I know you care innocent people, they're gonna die, bombs are being dropped, but y'all really wanna, like, y'all really wanna devote your emotional currency to that situation? That's what you're really into? Like, you really want to hear, you really want to go to different people's YouTube channels and jump from live stream to live stream and wait till you hear somebody's opinion on the Ukraine shit? Like, you go to and fro, just back and forth, collecting opinions. To do what? To form your own? or to make sure other people are in line with your perspective. Like, I know people here that do that. What is that about? When I said we have not had a war in a while. So you just collecting opinions. You want to know what this person say, then come over here, what does BG have to say? Then you want to compare opinions and find out where you fall in at. That's interesting. I don't know why people, I don't. Butterfly said, yeah. I mean, I can respect that. Because, you know, people are nosy. People want to know. It's not good enough for them to know. They have to know if you know it. And if you don't know something they know, they think less of you. Even if it's just that one thing on a micro level. But if they're undecided on an issue, I guess you can kind of sway them just to that issue, just to that knowledge. Not doing anything, but just to that knowledge of what you believe. Because they haven't formed an opinion for themselves. Or sometimes they'll go from different, you know, content creators and just be like, what does he think? What does he think? And then when I hear what all these people think, I'll form my own opinion of it. And people will call this independent research. Because, I mean, I guess you can get like an old ass book and they speak of like Russia-Ukraine conflict, but outside of mainstream media and the people reporting on mainstream media, which is already skewed, so their opinion of that matter is going to be skewed, you don't have no real facts on the matter. Like, you don't have the facts. Like, honestly, can you say you have all the facts on it? Just to sit here and form an opinion. And then let's say you do have all the facts on it, and you're able to sit here and form an opinion about it. What now? What next? I mean, obviously, I assume that your facts lead you to the conclusion that one of these parties, either Russia or Ukraine, has the right of way. Somebody's right and somebody's wrong. So what do you do now? Do you get other people to believe these facts? Do you go on a fact crusade? Do people have to believe this? Like, yo, I fucking figured it out. Smash this like button, share this information with Grandma Nana, buy my book, and go to my Subscribe Star and watch my OnlyFans. Hey, what do you do? What do you do at that point that you know? I honestly want to know. Like, what now? How do you act on what you know? With the war all the way over there. Across seas. Just Russia, Ukraine. Now that you know, what can you do to act on what you know? How can you apply that knowledge of you knowing? Is it just topical knowledge? Is it just surface level knowledge? The type of knowledge where there's nothing you can actually do about it, which leads to hopelessness? You know, it's not the type of knowledge where, hey, it's you know, how to test soil, or the type of knowledge where how to grow a particular type of crop. You know, that knowledge you could use to benefit your life directly. That's knowledge. And when you apply that knowledge, that's wisdom. But when you find out the truth of, you know, Russia, Ukraine, it's something that a lot of people are looking for, trying to get to the bottom of it. What then? How can you apply that to your life to make your life any better, or the life of those around you any better? I really want to know. Like, what is your end goal? What are you hoping to achieve? And once you find out that truth, are you prepared to accept the fact that that is completely irrelevant and so not important? Or do you just have to spread it anyway, which spreads hopelessness, because then people can't do nothing about it. It's not like me telling you how to fix your car, where I can teach you this, I can show you this, I can give you the truth on the proper diagnostic techniques for electrical issues, and you can then directly apply that to your life. And you know that's wisdom. Applied knowledge is wisdom. Like, what can you do about this truth of these so-called elites? Like, what solutions can you come up with? How will knowing that make your life better? I'm not saying the process doesn't evolve you or compel growth within you to understand certain things that other people don't. I just want to know, what is the end game? What is the ultimate solution to that problem? Haywood Jabroni, get out. Get out. Haywood, get out. Get out right now. Get the fuck out. Get out. I really want to know. Somebody said you got a video on the electric car or whatever you said. No, I wasn't speaking of electric cars. I was speaking of the proper diagnostic techniques to diagnose electrical issues in your vehicle. I do have some, like how to use a voltmeter, things like that. You know, voltage drop tests. How to pinpoint where, like, say you get in your vehicle, your windows don't roll up one day. How to check fuses. You know, how to look for a parasitic draw, so you don't just start replacing parts unnecessarily. Yes, I have videos like that on my channel. I forget the names. There's a lot of people on YouTube that have videos like that. You know, that's truth on how to fix your shit. That's knowledge that you seek, that you can then use to apply directly to your life, and that's wisdom. You can actually teach people around you something of value, something important. You can give people true hope. This truther shit, what are you giving people? Despair? Because there's no true hope behind it. It's just more problems. You're going to get hit with more and more problems. It'll never be enough. That's why I said you're chasing something that doesn't end. The snake eating the tail is going around in circles. Like, where does it end and what's the ultimate solution? You can't even say. It doesn't matter how much you know. It doesn't matter how far you're willing to go to gain that knowledge. It doesn't matter how many people you awaken to that knowledge. The fact is, they can't apply that knowledge, because that knowledge that they seek, that they find out, isn't the type of knowledge you can apply to your life. It's just, we all know. Now what do we do? Well, nothing we can do. We're just a bunch of bitches. We're just a bunch of sitting ducks. Like, what is the balance between awake and asleep? Like, if you want to go through the Matrix speech, like, how do you balance that? What's the difference between somebody being asleep, as you say, and being awoken but not doing anything? What is the difference between those two? What is the difference between the person that's asleep and the person that's woke but won't do anything? Granted, in the Matrix, it provided you a solution. You could join this rebel faction and you could actually fight. Here, you can't do that. This isn't Hollywood. So how do you do that? How do you balance that? This is why I see these two groups of people the same. The woke and won't do shit, and the sleep. You know, even knowledge of the gospel, the truth of the Messiah, of the Creator. You could use that knowledge and apply it to your life. You can learn, there's infinite life lessons you can learn just from reading scriptures alone, that you could apply to your life that'll make your life better. There's knowledge and wisdom. You get to learn from other people's experiences. How can you do that with this knowledge that I see a lot of people seeking? What is the end goal? Somebody said no more brother wars. So the more people that know about war, are you saying the less people will want to engage in the war? I don't know what people are trying. I don't get what you're saying. I can't see the tone, but I just have a legitimate question. What is the difference between the sleep and the awoke but won't do shit. What is the difference? And the awoke but won't do shit can't do shit because they don't know how to do shit. They just fill themselves with a bunch of knowledge that doesn't mean shit. They can't even act on that knowledge and apply it to their life because what they're really spreading is despair and hopelessness. Like, it doesn't matter how much you learn about the Rockefellers, it's not going to change anything. You can tell people all day about Operation Lockstep. What the fuck is that going to change? You know about Lockstep. They know about Lockstep. What are they going to do now? Are they going to go to a Rockefeller and be like, I'll kill you, and shoot them dead, bang, bang? What are they going to do? What do you do with that knowledge? But I get it, though. And then you can say, well, we cannot engage in these practices, or we could avoid the worldwide takeover. You might say that. You can say, I'll take that. You'd be like, well, once we know that these are the controlling elite or whatever, we could avoid, like, we I don't know. I don't know. It's just useless. Like, how do you, bro, I'm not going to say wake up, woke, and slip. I hate those terms. But how do you get somebody to understand, but also skip the despair part of understanding? Like, is there a way you can immediately offer people solutions? But how do you offer people solutions where they see no problem? Somebody said United Nations died when nobody stood up to Russia. Bruh, Russia owns UN, Ukraine separated from Russia. Okay, I'll take that. Now, how do we act on that knowledge? That's what I'm saying. How do we act on that knowledge to better the situation or our lives? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you know. What matters is what you know and how you could use that and apply that to achieve the goal of fixing the problem. I would assume that solutions, actual concrete solutions, would be the end goal. But once you know what you just said, how can I then use that to either quell the war or help fix my life? I think about it. Somebody said the truth is that the whole thing is man's creation and can always change it. Plato said the world can change it. Plato said the world can change at the speed of thought. How can I use that knowledge to make the world a better place? How can I use that knowledge to improve my life? If we know our leaders are corrupt from what we want, and we know others are willing to at least speak out, maybe we won't feel so alone. So now it's about whether or not you feel alone. It's not about action at all, huh? All right, I like that you said that, Red Roche, big hugs. I like that. Now I'm getting somewhere. Like, you're the only one that's I'll take that. Red Roche said, if we know our leaders are corrupt from what we want, and we know others are willing to at least speak out, maybe we won't feel so alone. So now you just don't want to feel alone. I'll take that. But what good does speaking out do? Do you think you can actually change things? Maybe you can. Let's say you do change things. Then what? When the next agenda rolls out, then what? So you're just going to go on an endless cycle of truth seeking, an endless cycle of nothing but despair and hopelessness. But you mask the hopelessness and despair with speaking out and protesting. And then you also call them your leaders. That's also interesting too. But you can say that, I get that. Like your presidents, your government, whatever else you know, Kamala Harris. I get it. Somebody said get everyone else to see the truth and then do what? Once everybody sees the truth, then what? Oh, there's a lot of time I felt lonely and hopeless in the hole, but I understood I was never really alone. I'm always in good hands even when I'm not. So I can stand on my own 2 feet and have faith in something that the whole world doesn't even believe in. And I still feel perfectly secure. I don't need to rally around other people. I don't need to find other people to reinforce what I believe. I don't even feel I have to wake people up. And how many will believe that it is the truth? I don't know. Because after all, what is the truth? Where are you getting this truth? Who shaped your worldview? Truth to what? What agenda did those people have that brought you the truth? Was it like a documentary where they were trying to get a specific point across? Do you just want to go against the system just for the sake of going against the system? And you don't even have nothing to replace that system with? If in the event you did end up changing something? Or do you want to keep the same system and have these people ruling over you? You just want to change a few points in the ruling. Do people know what they want? Do you know what you want? You just don't. You're just against vaccine mandates. You just don't want. Hey, I don't want to be told I have to get a vaccine. That's the extent of, you just don't want the government to interfere with your life. That's the extent of what you want. I know a lot of people that we just want to be left alone. Somebody said, I want a gator. That's understandable. I'll take that. I know a lot of people, we just want to be left alone. And then those people, like, you be left alone from what? We don't want to be forced to have to do this and do that, but you still want to partake in society. And the societal standard is that they feel their freedoms and their rights are transgressed when you don't comply with certain rules. So now we have the two-headed snake again. And both snakes are eating their tail. Where does this end? How do you solve this eternal conflict with man? Papusa? Oh, no, that's just a mourning dove. Somebody said knowledge is power, but if said power isn't used, what's the point? I don't even think knowledge is power no more. I do. On that level, I do. I don't know. I don't think it's as black and white as people think. Sometimes knowledge can lead to your downfall. I mean, if you take the scriptures, you saw that happen in the Garden of Eden. You were told to stay away from this, but you didn't know why. But it wasn't good enough for you not to know something. You just had to know. So you went over here fucking with this. And then got put in your place real quick. And you just gonna shit on you just gonna take a shit in front of me like that? See how free that bird is? It just took a shit in front of me. Who you know just gonna take a shit in front of somebody? Except for the people in like San Francisco and shit. Yeah. Freedom. Some people look at a bird and they'll say, yo, that bird has freedom, son. Just flying back and forth. No. That bird has responsibilities. Do you know why the caged bird sings? Somebody said knowledge is power, has nothing to do with conspiracies. I guess. I was just on some free thinking. Doing some free thinking today. I'm gonna sell y'all some shirts. Make sure you hit the link in the description box of this video, link in the bio, and purchase my free thinking shirts in my merchandise store. I have extra large, XXL, XXXXL. I have women's size 16s. I have free thinking bras for the ladies. Somebody said the caged bird is explaining event 201. Yeah, that's pretty deep. That's deep. That's basically what I'm saying in a nutshell. Like, you might look at that bird flying back and forth in the sky, and another bird would be like, that bird isn't free because it's not concerned about this, that, third. But then that bird is in a cage looking out the window at the bird flying around. And saying that bird has freedom. But really, that bird just has a shit ton of responsibilities, which is why it's flying around. Every time you see a bird, it's doing something. But you can look at it and say, I wish I could just fly around like that and not have a care in the world. That bird has a care in the world. Look at him. He has to eat. If that bird doesn't work, that bird doesn't eat. It has kids to feed. It has a nest to build. Birds do the impossible every year. They keep their energy up, all types of shit. But you look at that and see freedom. But that's not really freedom. Somebody said that's why most go back to jail. Because jail, you have, believe it or not, in prison, you will be as close to freedom, or what man considers to be freedom, as possible. And I know that sounds wild. In prison, you have no responsibilities. You don't have to worry about rent. You don't have to worry about taking care of somebody else. You don't have to take care of your mama, your sister, your brother, your kids, all of you. You don't have to do shit. All you could do is go in there, you could start a fight and get thrown in the hole. Instant freedom. You don't have to worry about nothing. You get meals coming to you for no reason. For no fucking reason. You get three meals a day. No one said it was going to be amazing meals, but you get 3 meals a day. You don't have to work for it. You get room and board. You get housing. And people screaming for freedom will look at that and be like, he's not free. But yet they don't understand. That's why I said this whole idea of, I don't know. That's why I say when I was in the hole, I felt free. But not free is in the sense of I didn't have responsibilities and I got meals for no reason and I got a roof over my head. But mentally speaking, I broke through some barriers where I was like, yo, I get it. I didn't call it, yo, I feel free. Niggas was like, yo, how you feel? I feel free. Nah, I didn't vocalize it, but I just felt free. And then coming back to the world, you could feel the pressure just beating down on your skull. This is why I understand when they say the world is a wicked place. Like, even though in prison there's a concentration of like just wicked shit, this world is just a whole nother beast in and of itself. And you become a part of that. You have to remain set apart to not engage in those practices or feel the effects. It's crazy. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's real. Like, people not on that level, they'll do shit to go back, and I think it's subconscious. Like, they want to go back because in there you feel free. You don't even have to. Most people that do weird shit on the outside, they don't have to dodge bullets in there. They don't have to worry about none of that. They could do some fucked up shit out here in the world, and then they can hide in prison. They don't got to worry about the repercussions. You have your own bodyguards. They'll beat the fuck out of you. The correction officers beat the fuck out of you, of course. But they won't let somebody else beat you up. Or you could just keep doing stupid shit and stay in solitary confinement. And you don't have to worry about none of that. Somebody said my parrot repeats Jesse Lee Peterson phrases. Shout out to your parrot. And shout out to Jesse Lee Peterson. He ducked that interview. He told he was like, yo, his people reached out to me. He was like, yo, we want you to come on the show. Man, a week later. Like, so we'll keep you in the Rolodex, nigga. I'm not going Jesse Lee Peterson. I know you watching too. Your moist ass. You went up there the day you were supposed to have me on. You went and put that bisexual Twitch live streaming dude on there, Destiny, or whoever the fuck he is. Destiny, I know you watching this too. How you substitute me for a bisexual gaming live streamer? Damn, am I a joke to you? And I am. I get it. People be looking, they be like, that view count though, we gotta have him on. Yeah, that bird really over there working. Somebody said, damn, BG, you still ain't got over Destiny? Fuck no. And I still haven't gotten over Trump letting Christian kids on these college campuses get their asses beat and then coming out with a bill with a executive action protecting Jewish people for no fucking reason at all. You let people wearing your merchandise get their ass beat all over America. Every day on the news, there was somebody, even in DC, the African guy in DC got his ass beat coming out of a hotel with a Make America Great Again hat. People was like, Trump, you got to do something about this. Once again, asking somebody to save you. Trump, you got to do something about this, man. We getting our asses beat wearing your merchandise. These liberals out here ain't playing. This nigga Trump. This nigga Trump comes out the next day like, I got it. Hang back. Let me take care of this one. He cracked his knuckles. This nigga was like, I'm making it illegal for anybody to criticize Jewish people on college campuses. Everybody in America was like, what? What the fuck did he just say? I'm putting 100 on 10. He didn't say that, but he said that. He was like, I got this. Y'all fall back. Let me get there. Cracked his knuckles. It was like, on this day, I'm banning anti-Semitism on college camp everywhere. Now, fuck with me if you want to. All the Christian kids that got their ass beat was like holding ice packs on their head. Like, is this nigga serious right now? And the Jewish kids everywhere was like, we get more protections? Were we under attack somehow? Did any of you get beat up? Even the Jewish people was like, what? Y'all remember that shit. I'm not letting that go. I'm not letting that go. And in that Amish Jewish community, the Jews that they dress weird in New York, they was like, but what about, so black people are still beating the fuck out of us every day. Like, do we get anything just may Hashem bless you. Hashem. That nigga Trump was on one. He's like, don't worry, patriots, I got your back. All right, I've been seeing how these liberals been beating the fuck out of y'all for representing me. Patriots, I got this. Jews, where y'all at? Come to the front. I'm gonna protect each and every last one of you niggas individually. I was at home like, yo, you see? I was like, damn, Christians are a fucking joke. Are Christians a joke to you? Jessica, she said, I don't remember that. I mean, I'm putting a comedic spin on it, but that's what happened. It's not even a joke. Executive action, executive order, some shit. Somebody correct me, but he passed some shit that gave Jewish people more protections at a time where, like, Christian kids was on college campuses getting their asses beat, people wearing his merchandise, Make America Great Again, shirts, hats, mugs, was just getting beat up in the streets. Like, BLM was just going off, Antifa, Sunrise Movement. They was having a field day with patriots. Like, now y'all can act big and bad now. But when Trump was in office, as a matter of fact, I'll go so far as to say, y'all are more protected under Joe Biden than you were under Trump. Patriot. No bullshit. Y'all was getting y'all wig pushed back. Where the patriots at? Where the patriots at? There's patriots in here. Look at them. They nodding their head and embarrassing. They're like, this nigga's right though. This nigga's telling the truth. We got our asses whipped under that Trump administration. Somebody said BG laying down the fact. Bro, I remember I remember, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna remember this. I'm gonna remember this. I was like one of the first people that was like, yo, Trump, he's not what he appears to be. Like every day he did weird shit. Every day. As a matter of fact, I was still trying to wake people up. I was in that mentality, and I screenshotted his tweet because I think he deleted it, but I screenshotted that tweet when Virginia was going through that the Second Amendment thing, red flag laws, and they were protesting at the Capitol building in Virginia for gun rights, and Trump was like, "Oh, Virginia, they're attacking your gun rights. Stand up for your rights." As he was giving Virginia everything they wanted, more and more money, more and more funding to have people locked down, more and more ventilators, offering all the support in the fucking world. And then people were looking at him like, yo, you can't help us with this? There's nothing you can do? And then the Patriots were defending Trump. They was like, well, if he could do something, then he would just be a tyrant, because he would be interfering in states' rights to do whatever the fuck they want to their people. Like, they use all types of mental gymnastics to justify it. I even remember when Trump wrote that dumbass tweet where he hinted at the fact he was going to fire Fauci. I don't know if y'all remember that. But this was like in the height of this shit. The height of coronavirus, when everybody knew, like, yo, Fauci, he doing the fuck out of one. And Trump was like, he said something where he alluded to the fact he was going to fire Fauci. He go on TV the next day and was like, oh no, I'm not going to fire Fauci. Y'all remember that? The reporter asked, and they was like, Trump, are you really going to fire Fauci? He was like, oh, Fauci? No, that's my nigga. Fauci, come up here. Fauci walked up there. He threw his hand around him. He was like, this is my nigga right here. This is my man, 100 grand. Me and Fauci go back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. And then even the reporter was like, what? So what the fuck was you talking about on Twitter? All the Patriots was like, I don't even know how to explain this one, bro. I thought for sure Fauci was gone. Trump was edging you guys. Somebody said giving him a raise. Yeah. I even remember when Mike Pompeo got up there and said, we are in a live exercise. And Trump was off to the side and was like, what? Nigga, I wish somebody would have told me that. This is an exercise? You remember that shit? They was asking about the coronavirus questions, and he was like, this is just a live exercise. I'm pretty sure that clip is still out there. And Trump acted surprised. Trump went from it being a hoax to it being the plague, Black Death. This nigga literally went from, oh, this is just a hoax. The very next day, he went on TV and was like, this is the plague. Yeah, this is the plague. I'm like, what changed in 16 hours? What changed? Nothing changes that quick. Like, who debriefed you? You got spanked. I'm not forgetting that neither. I'm definitely not forgetting bump stock bans. And people was like, it's okay that they reappealed it. We're going back. We're getting bump stock. He did what he had to do. It fell for every military mind game because the Las Vegas shooter. The Las Vegas shooter, he used, Trump went out there, it's like the Las Vegas shooter used bump stocks in his attack and killed like 30 people. We got to ban bump stocks. We got to get them out of here. They was like, but due process. He was like, fuck the courts, fuck due process, fuck Congress. Here's executive action. Just gone. I remember that shit. I remember when Trump was running for president, he was like, WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks. Soon as this nigga get the president, he's like, what's WikiLeaks? The reporter asked him, he was like, Donald Trump, about WikiLeaks. He was like, I don't even know what WikiLeaks is. All that shit you talked about Hillary Clinton and at your inauguration, you bring that bitch on stage, was like, Hillary Clinton, my good friend. This is a good friend I've known for a long time. I was like, what? What? I mean, it's the same shit, just a different day. Just a different administration. Like Joe, if you don't like Joe Biden, that's because Joe Biden isn't for you. You're not supposed to like Joe Biden. Just like the people on the left that hated Trump, they weren't supposed to like Trump. Trump could do, this is how I know it's all a fucking game. Trump could do anything that they wanted him to do, they would still see it as negative. Joe Biden could do something you want him to do right now. You'll still call him names, Sleepy Uncle Joe. You'll still call him every name, dementia. It's a fucking game. Both sides delude themselves. Like, you fall into a deep delusion from which few escape. Like, it doesn't matter. You're not supposed to like Joe Biden. This is why I can talk about him and appreciate him for being the comedian he is. Like, he's great at it. I don't care what the fuck you hate him. You're not supposed to like him. He's not on your side. You have put yourself on this side in this box. Even if you're in the middle, you have put yourself in the middle to where you can appreciate different aspects of both sides. I just see it all as funny. It's funny games. It's a joke. Puppets and puppet masters. Different faces, same people pulling the strings. Now we put him in here to appease this side. And they did. Trump did that. Now we put Joe Biden in here to appease this side. And he did that. Which is one of the reasons why you fucking patriots aren't getting your asses beat nearly as much as you were when Trump was in office. Joe Biden here, he satiated this side. Now this side is quote unquote asleep at the wheel. It's just the different puppets, same puppet master. Somebody said Dr. Diggs clown pill information is industry standard. Who is Dr. Diggs? I don't even know who Dr. Diggs is. And I can believe it, but I can't believe people still want Trump for president. I still can't believe the position you are in now, you even want a president. You desire somebody to do better than Joe Biden. You desire somebody to lead. You desire somebody else to lead you so bad that you'll take whatever that person dishes out as long as it isn't this person. That's why I say they use what you hate and use it against you. Just as long as it isn't this person, I don't care. Now you become the left. Remember when the right was saying that? The people on the right, they were like, yo, how come all the liberals are like, they don't care it's Joe Biden. They don't even care just as long as it's not Donald Trump. Now they doing the same fucking thing. We don't care who's in there as long as it's not Joe Biden. Like, it's just y'all sincerely sound stupid to me at this point. For somebody, I don't even understand somebody's, I understand it. I can't say I don't, but for somebody to say we're just going to vote for the lesser of two evils and put this person in, after that person just spent a whole live stream complaining about this person, and then they conclude that live stream with, I'm still going to vote for him, he's the lesser of two evils. I don't speak that language. No, where's the concrete solutions? You can't give them. Because you can't give concrete solutions from a political mindset. You can't. And you see it every fucking day. You become compromised. I'm not going to say you ain't no good. I'm not going to say, you know, but you delude, you fall under a deep delusion. You fall so far in that fucking rabbit hole that you are incapable of giving. I'm not even going to say it, but just the mentality of certain people. Hey, I listen to somebody, they talk all the shit in the world about this person, and then conclude it by saying, I'm still going to vote for this person because at least this person isn't this person. And then these same people expect change. And it's like, you look in history, this is why people have been complaining about politics forever. Look at your grandma and them. Look at your uncles, your father. Look at generations. There are no solutions in it. It begets more bullshit. It begets more people feeling like the walls are closing in. You have no out. There is no escape. Even when things go good for 8 years, there's some type of crash. There's some type of moment where you're like, oh shit, now they have the house. Now they have the house. It's just a swap of power. It's just back and forth. You will never be satisfied following politics. Every time you wait for that gotcha moment, because you have a mom who's like a screeching liberal, and you just waiting for that gotcha moment to prove to her that she should be right-leaning, you get that moment, and guess what? You show it to her, and she gives 0 fucks. She doesn't care. She has pledged allegiance to this side, and now by default, she can't accept any solution coming from this side. And even if you do, a lot of people get through to their parents, their people, their brothers and sisters. They're like, yo, you see the left is crazy. Look at them. And then those people are like, yeah, you're right. And your solution is come join the right. Vote Republican. And then they vote Republican, and then they get slapped around with vaccine mandates. And then those same Republican leaders that they call leaders, they want to play the libertarian role and like, we can't interfere with what businesses do. And now you just get trampled on. Now you feel like the walls are closing in regardless of who's in office. Now you feel a void all over again. Now Joe Biden's in there. You feel that same void. You feel like, hey, the country could be run better. Look at our dopey ass president. Look at this nigga falling asleep. You feel it. There's no end to this cycle. Where does it end? That's what I was asking people. Where does it end? Where is that final gotcha moment where people get it and they act on what they know? You won't get that through politics. Politics is not designed, those politics on a national level, politics is not designed to offer solutions. It just begets more problems because problems make profit. Problems make profit. Having a boogeyman makes profit. Calling someone a commie and drumming up support against these people who you call commies make profit and keep people trapped in this cycle of this bullshit paradigm. Calling someone a racist, a Nazi, yeah, it drums up emotional support from these people seeking man's own version of virtue. It keeps them emotionally involved in this bullshit paradigm. There is no end in sight, and there is no solution. All you do is swap power between different parties and you still feel a hole in your heart. You can wake people up and say, we need this vote, and those people might wake up and start voting the way you want them to vote. But all you do is ultimately swap people. Then those parties swap ideas. Then what was once approved of yesterday is now no longer approved. Now you have this person on board. Now you have trannies for Trump and Bruce Jenner, but cross-dressing, running for office on the right. Now you have a what the fuckism. Now you reach the pinnacle of what is an abomination, and you engage in these practices. And you actually think you can find a way out through what is considered to be an abomination, abominable acts. Then you sacrifice, you cave on your morals to justify certain acts and say, well, at least they're not them. And then that Luciferian mentality of the lesser of two evils takes over your mind. And these are the same people that call themselves Christians, but can't see through the bullshit that this world has to offer because it's too appealing. It's too appealing. They get addicted to it, but they trick themselves into believing that they can still remain virtuous and spiritually untouched, even when they directly engage in the bullshit. I don't know how to explain it. I just see through the bullshit. You just can't. You have people, I get why people do it. There ain't no ifs, ands, buts about. I get it. I get it. I don't need to wake people up. My goal isn't to get you to stop voting. My goal isn't to get you to read certain books. Like, my goal isn't to get you, but that all you, it leads nowhere. Think of a time in history where man finally figured out everything or thought they knew everything. Where they awoken to the fact that this is wrong, this is right, this is good, this is evil. And then what happens? They fall right back into decadence, luxury takes over, they fall from grace extremely quickly. None of man's systems last forever. This is why I can say I think this way about people who think there's nothing wrong with voting for the lesser of two evils. And I'm okay with that. Because these are the ways of the world. That's fine by me. There's nothing I can do to stop it. Me changing minds isn't going to stop it. It's a machine. It's a machine. You can rage against the machine, but ultimately you're providing the oil for that machine to keep running. I'm just getting out the way of the machine, but I can't stop it. Even when you do find yourself on some fairy tale magic island where everything is going good and you finally have everything, all the desires of your heart, whatever it is you want, whatever system you want, let's say that does happen, which it never will, because if it did, it would have happened in history and people wouldn't be here today complaining. Then still every day is a fight to maintain it. So there's no such thing as I'm saved, when every day until you die is a fight to keep what you have worked hard to achieve. Whether that be mental fortitude, a spiritual foundation that you don't move on, whether it be unwavering in your faith. Every day you get hit with something. Like, you can't tell me that you're saved, then you got a browser history full of feet pics. Like, you can't, like, you're contributing. Like, yo, how did I get here? Wait a minute, I got shit to do. I don't even know how to, what was the original question? Somebody asked me a question, I just took it too far. I just went off. What happened? I don't even see the chat. Where's the chat? I don't know. I zoned out and I came back and somebody talking about not speaking harsh words to each other. What does that have to do with anything? What? I have no idea. The chat, I didn't even see the chat for a while. I got shit to do. I'm out.